All right, everybody, welcome back. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we are going to continue where we left off yesterday. We're still looking at left tackles, although I do want to stress, and this is going to continue to be the case as we go through the players in this list and over the next couple of days. We're going to be talking about a lot of players that may have played left tackle in college. It's not entirely clear where they're going to play in the NFL. So just understand that just because I'm putting them here doesn't mean that's where they ultimately end up. And that really goes for any offensive lineman. With rare exception these days, you never know where somebody's going to end up until they actually end up there and start playing well. So definitely keep that in mind. Um, Streaming with the Hawk's Nest in a few hours. Remember, we're talking about tight ends today. So it's going to be a little bit of a lighter upload schedule. We're going to do this video, and then I'm going to do 2 in the afternoon. There might be a third, but we're going to finish up the left tackles today. Not too much more. So let's go ahead and jump right in here, starting with Aireontae Ersery. Aireontae Ersery of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Couldn't find his age, but Minnesota, they produce these really fun athletes it feels like almost every year now. They produce this random, really fun freak athlete. Um, Ursary's huge. He's huge. Tall, 330 plus. His arms are a little bit disappointing, but they're not bad. 33 and an eighth is passable, barely. But for a guy that big, there's no reason why he should be running a 5-second 40, but he did. 5:01:40, 175 10-yard split. It was good on his jumps as well. He is a pretty standout athlete. There are a couple in this class that are a little bit maybe more impressive, but Ursary's definitely one of those freaky guys that moves better than he should at his weight. Big boards, we've got mostly second round. We've got a little bit of first. We got a little bit of third. The aggregate has him in the mid-second. PFF actually thought he was better in 2023 than 2024. His pass protection was a little bit cleaner overall, I think, in 2023. It's close. So he didn't necessarily make big strides in 2024, but this is still a very good player and a very interesting prospect. He's an absolute giant. That's where the Ersery hype really starts. He's a far better athlete than a man his size has any right to be. He is somebody who should be one of these 5.6 40 time guys at 330 pounds. But no, he's not happy with that. He latches down once engaged, and he's really hard to get off. He's one of those guys that has a really firm latch, even though his hands are small. I want to say that. I think his hands are small, but he has a really firm latch with his hands. His punches do a good job of stalling out momentum. His punches do a good job of freezing rushers. His pass rush mirror is smooth and fast. So despite his size, he is pretty good at being able to laterally move up and down so he can keep up with rushers. And he could function in both blocking schemes. I think he can be successful in zone. He might be more successful in gap, where he can just focus on what's right in front of him. He doesn't have a lot of bend, and his height is really a big problem here. We're talking about a 6'6.25" guy. He's gonna get out leveraged a lot because he doesn't bend well. Doesn't really hit with enough force. You'd expect a guy who's 330 pounds to be able to hit with more force than this. He might struggle to handle outside zone runs as well. He's capable of moving in space, but sometimes it just feels a little out of control. Sometimes it just feels like he'd be better off just in gap. He's going to pick up hands to the face penalties a lot, I think, because he's too tall, and his hands, when he's trying to set and he's trying to, get his hands out, he tends to just naturally shove his hands into the guy's head. He might, in fact, I would go so far as to say he probably is better off as a right tackle. I think he will swing over to the right side in the NFL, maybe even swing inside. But I don't know about left tackle with him, to be perfectly honest. So, not entirely sure how this works out. His size and athleticism is really hard to ignore. If he fails at left tackle, he'll have a chance to succeed at right tackle. If he fails at right tackle, he'll have a chance to succeed at left guard. Maybe even right guard. I mean, he's big enough for right guard, right? So even if things don't work out on one level, he can find another place to make it work out. I didn't like him quite as much as the aggregate. I'm a little bit concerned about how tall he is and his lack of bend. But I'll go middle late second round pick. I'm not that far off. Middle late second seems okay to me. So Aireontae Ersery, not a blue chipper, but a good prospect for sure. Wyatt Milum is our next guy up. He is a West Virginia left tackle. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. He played left tackle at West Virginia. Very, very hard to imagine him having any chance of playing tackle at all in the NFL. He has very short arms, just a tiny little scraping over 32 inches. He's very tall, has a frame that can add more weight, which may end up helping if he slides inside. Got pretty big hands, 23 years old. Testing numbers were pretty lackluster. They were more in line with what you would expect for a bigger guy. And he's actually only 313 pounds, so it's actually a little bit concerning, I think. I think you could look at this and go, wait a minute here. This guy should move a little bit better than that at 313 pounds. Look at his 10-yard split. It's pretty bad. So that's why he probably needs to move inside. Left guard, maybe even right guard eventually, depending on how much weight he can put on. Most of the big boards have him in the third. We got ESPN really doesn't like him. They have him down in the fifth. CBS has him in the second. The aggregate has him in the third round. And, I mean, look, the production is undeniable. This guy doesn't let his quarterback get touched ever. In his last 2 seasons as the left tackle for West Virginia, he did not allow a single sack or a single quarterback hit. You will not find that very often, and he's playing a lot. Now, West Virginia runs the ball a lot, understand that, but still, this is not something you see every day. So the good things about Milum, he understands how to bend, he understands how to get low, he's naturally tall, but he understands how to win leverage by being the low man anyway. Hits with force, a lot of contact pop when he's going into his blocks. He's stout, he's tough. He is the kind of offensive lineman you would expect from a place like West Virginia. I'll put it to you that way. He can anchor down to hold up against bull rushers. He's got a nice anchor. His punches are effective at stalling out rushers as well. And I do think he's pretty good at hitting moving targets when he's in space. He's at least capable of climbing up to the next level and hitting targets. And generally speaking, I think he's a cerebral player. He has an understanding of how to pick up twists and stunts. Seems like a sharp guy. But he's not a very good athlete, so I don't know about him in zone blocking. It's kind of like the Oluwatimi thing. Oluwatimi did a lot of zone blocking in college. He was good at it, but he wasn't a very good athlete, so you had to know, like, it may not translate fully to the NFL. His pass blocking slides are a little bit slow, so when he's trying to mirror, it's just a little bit labored, and it's easy to get around if you're a speed rusher. Short arms almost guarantee he'll have to slide inside as well, I think. There's just no way he doesn't. It would be very hard to find success at this point. His sustain isn't that great. Sometimes he wins the rep and then kind of lets it get away from him. And sometimes he ducks into contact. He will kind of lean forward to engage rather than staying balanced. And that can lead to, like, when you lean forward into contact as an offensive lineman, you can just get absolutely owned by a good pass rush move. So this guy had a brutal Senior Bowl showing, by the way. I just want to put that out there. This guy did not look very good at the Senior Bowl. Some people wonder if he'll even be able to slide inside. He might be too weak for that. He might not have the game for that either. I imagine that he'll be a gap scheme guy. I don't think he'll be very good in zone, even though he has hit targets in space before. I don't think you're going to want to put him in zone, really. I think he's better off in gap. So I'll go late third rounder. I was just ultimately kind of frustrated with him the more I looked at him. I felt like this should be a little bit better. It's not. Okay, so that is it for Wyatt Milum. Just ended up kind of a little bit cold on him. Not that late third rounder is that far off from where he is on the aggregate, but still, it's a little bit lower. Okay, one more guy for this video, and this is a really interesting one for a lot of people. It's Charles Grant. Charles Grant of William and Mary, which right away might make you think, oh, this can't be for real, right? How are you going to be a left tackle at William and Mary and play left tackle in the NFL by being Charles Grant? I think this guy can do it. He's got pretty good size for a tackle. He's about average height, average weight. His arms are really long, almost 35-inch arms, 84th percentile, big hands. Combine, I mean, he only did one drill, and he wasn't very good at it. It was the bench press. I don't know why he did the bench press when he's a zone blocker. That may have been an L on Charles Grant's part, but I'm not too worried about it personally because this guy is not supposed to be some super strong bull rusher, or not bull rusher, but leg drive run lane opener. He's a zone blocker. Big boards, mostly the third, a little bit of the fourth. The aggregate has him in the third, so he is our last third round left tackle we're going to look at here. Looking at PFF, they loved him last season. They gave him a 91.2, really, really good pass blocking and run blocking. His pass protection metrics the last 2 years have been really good. So what's up with him? He's got NFL length. This is not William and Mary length. This is NFL length. He's technically and fundamentally sound. He stays balanced and controlled when he's in his pass rush slides. He understands not to lean forward into contact. He understands how to get low. He makes firm contact into engagement with sunken hips to make sure he wins leverage, and he's already not that tall. His handwork is advanced and really makes life hard for rushers. If his hands get swiped out of the way, he can just quickly reset them back to where they need to be. So his handwork is good. He moves well in space. He's going to be good in zone, I believe. He can climb up to that next level and move gracefully for a 311-pound guy. He's got a smooth pass protection slide. His ability to move laterally and keep up is really good. So Charles Grant brings NFL caliber skills to the table here for the Seattle Seahawks or any other team that wants him. I understand that we don't need a left tackle, but this guy's worth taking seriously. He's a legitimate NFL left tackle. He does have to add strength. I don't doubt that for a second, but that's not surprising. He is going to have to put on some muscle. I think he can do it. I'm not too worried about it. He is going to get pushed around a little bit as of right now. He's going to have to work to develop an ability to drive block. Right now, he's not opening up any run lanes. And if he wants to be a complete player, he's going to have to develop that part of his game. And his lateral movement isn't that rapid. It's smooth. He stays balanced. He doesn't give up the inside because he's trying to protect the outside. But I do think really speedy pass rushers, like if you paired him up, if you matched him up against like James Pierce Jr., he would be hard-pressed to keep up with him. His punch technique does need some work, and he gets a little grabby at times. He does have quite a few penalties over the last couple years. So some stuff to work on, but it's nothing that can't be fixed for the most part. Maybe he'll never be a great run blocker because he won't be strong enough, but I do think that he will be a good run blocker in zone and a good blocker in space, so he'll make up for it. So I think he's going to be a great scheme fit to any zone team. I think he's going to easily overcome whatever deficiencies he has from playing at William and Mary. And I think most of this stuff should translate. I would not hate him in the late second round if I needed a left tackle. Now, I don't. And I do think this guy's a legitimate left tackle, by the way. I don't think he's going to have to bump anywhere. But if I needed somebody like this, I would definitely say, hey, I got a late second round pick with his name on it. All right, so that is Charles Grant, and that is the last guy we're going to look at in this video. Like I said, streaming with the Hawk's Nest in less than 3 hours, and then we are going to be uploading a couple more videos in the afternoon. Keep an eye out for those. Finishing up our left tackles, going to right tackles the day after. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. Keep an eye out for the stream, Bleacher Report stream tonight as well.